All right, thanks, Kelly. I'm here with Darnell Clarke, and he's a Fortune 100 hiring manager. Darnell, of course, we all know unemployment. The economy hasn't been doing so well the last couple of years. High unemployment right now, even in the state of Georgia, pretty much across the board statewide. I'm sure there's probably more jobs in Atlanta, but even by their standards, you know, it's still below what we would like it to be, the unemployment rate. Tell us just where we are as far as high unemployment right now, and do you see things getting better anytime soon?
Well, the high employment rate is connected to the baby boom generation. The baby boom generation is 92 million people strong, and we have decided to stop spending and start saving for retirement. And because of that, companies haven't been able to sell their products and services, and that's what's causing high employment. Also, the baby boom generation is still in the marketplace, and they will continue to be in the marketplace for the next 10 to 15 years. And until that generation is transitioned to the retirement, that will not open up the area for future generations to obtain employment.
Right, and I guess with companies cutting back on a lot of things right now too, when those folks leave the job market, they may not hire back as many folks as are leaving. So that means that jobs, even though they are leaving, the baby boomers leaving the job market, there may not still be enough to supply the folks that are left over.
Well, in the next 10, 15 years, that is absolutely true, but the future is bright for our Generation X and Generation Yers. People that's 40 and under and 25 and under, the future is bright because when the baby boom generation, 92 million people transition out of the marketplace, it's going to leave excess, and that excess is jobs. Yeah. So in the next 15 years, the job market is going to explode. It's just you have to get past that next 10 years before the job market starts to explode.
Now, folks at home may be having problems finding a job, or maybe looking into the future. You know, maybe they're in school now, graduating soon. How much schooling do you think they need? Do they need to be in trade school, or should they be in a conventional state university or college? Where do you see this heading? How much do you think they need?
Education is everything. The future says that the people who is going to be educated, especially with an undergrad bachelor's degree, you're going to make anywhere from a million to 1.5 million more in your lifespan than somebody who doesn't have a college degree. But the right college degree is important. You can't just have any type of college degree. You have the right. And so right now, the three industries for now and for the future is healthcare, food services, and engineering, manufacturing type positions. And so once those people get those type of degrees, they set themselves apart from everyone else. If you don't have an education, and education is just not undergrad degree, a four-year school, it's also trade school. But if you just go in and get a high school diploma, that's not going to work for the future generation.
Okay, well, you'll be around this. All right, back talking with Darnell Clarke. Darnell, now you're a hiring manager. Okay, tell the folks at home out there what they can do in this tough job market to make themselves shine just a little bit, you know, clean up that resume. What can they do most importantly to go get that next job or that job they so desperately need?
So I have a term that I use. I say that the people who get hired are not the most qualified. The people who get hired are the most qualified at getting a job. Becoming an expert at getting a job means becoming an expert at how to look for employment, how to take interviews, do a lot of mock interviews, and just put your resume out there. Right now, with the market being the way it is, it's a numbers game. You got to find those positions out there. You can't be using monsters and career builders. You got to go to individual company sites, look at opportunities, and submit your resume. It's the only opportunities you qualify for, but you got to do it a lot.
Yeah. And the one good thing is that this day and age, it has made it easier. Technology has really to apply for a lot more jobs in one particular day or week, let's say, as opposed to the way it used to be. We used to have to get in your car and drive around town, you know, and look for something on the marquee to say they're hiring, or you had to go into that particular office and you know, ask for, are you hiring, ask for a job and the like. Well, what are some of the technology tools that folks should be implementing? You know, should they always have their resume, you know, on hand? Should they have it stored in their computer? And should they be, how long should that resume be?
Right. So if you are a person who has anywhere from 10 years or below, your resume should just be one page. 10 years or higher, then you could be 2 years. But your resume should be on a computer. Everything is technology based. And so you should be submitting your resumes directly to individual opportunities that you see on companies' website. Don't spend a lot of time on other places, because you spend opportunity on Monsters and Career Builders. Those positions that you might see might be outdated.
Right.
And so for instance, if I'm working for a global company right now, all our opportunities are on our company website. And so if I want to hire somebody, I post it out there to our company website. But to see my position, you have to actually go to that website, submit your resume, and it'll come to me personally.
There you go.
So that's how you do it now.
Okay, now I guess that makes all the difference, you know, when you're fighting for these jobs that are few and far between in many cases, but yet they're still out there. So.
Oh yes, they're definitely still out there. You just have the right education, the right experience, and put yourself out there and just continue to go out there. And then once you go to the point of interviewing, then you make sure that you understand the interviewing cycle and put your VAP station out there, which I call it your value add proposition. That's a statement to tell you why, as a hiring manager, should I hire you? Because that's the only thing I'm looking for.
All right, sell yourself.
That's
okay.
right.
All right, let's take a quick look at weather. We do have clear skies today, but clouds. All right, welcome back to Good Day. Back talking with Darnell Clarke. He is a hiring manager, a Fortune 100 hiring manager. Now, Darnell, we've talked a little bit about several things this morning. Let's talk about jobs, government sector or private sector. Which way should people tend to look, or is it just a job in general? Just take whatever you can get.
Most of the jobs are going to be in the public sector. The government sector is shrinking because, you know, we're trying to cut back in taxes. Washington is trying to shrink the spending, so the majority of the jobs is going to be in corporate America. And that's where other jobs are. And it's a whole lot easier to find those type of jobs in corporate America versus the federal, state, or local government agencies.
See, some of those government agencies really trimming the fat. We talk about budgets a lot. You know, you hear that with some cities, even going bankrupt here in the U.S., out in California. I believe some other cities, different areas of the nation, seeing that a concern. And state budgets as well. A lot of states are cutting back. So I'm guessing that's probably the biggest reason why you should start thinking more towards, as you said, the public sector. Yep. You also mentioned earlier healthcare, big industry, yep. And of course you talked about baby boomers. Yep. You know, with those folks retiring, they're living longer, yep. They have more money, and they need healthcare.
That's right.
And of course, somebody's got to provide it to
That's
them.
right. And that's why the healthcare industry is the largest industry for now and for the future. Because of the baby boom generation, we're now starting to get older, we're living longer, and somebody has to handle all the jobs that's going to be in healthcare. The second largest industry is education. Right behind us is Generation X, and right behind Generation X is Generation Y. Generation Y is just as large as the baby boom generation, and those kids are 25 and under, and they're starting to come through the educational system. Right. That's where the jobs will be now and for the future. And as we transition into retirement, the Generation X generation is a smaller generation, and that's why once we start to retire, those jobs that we're going to be leaving, they're just going to be there to be taken from the younger generations.
Yeah. Now, when we talk about the public sector, should folks be looking into jobs that provide retirement benefits? Should be looking for a 401k, but you know, folks really don't get the types. It's a whole different type of atmosphere these days in the workplace. Now you've got the 401ks, 403bs. Yeah. When you used to have, you know, pension plans, but you really don't have those pension plans anymore.
Right. So the way this whole thing is working now, Social Security might be around in the next generation. I think not like it is now. And so when you go look for employment now, you should be really concentrating on salary. Salary pays today. If they have other benefits, then great, but the positions that you're looking for now, number one thing now is salary. And then you have benefits as far as health care. Last thing you should be looking for is pension and retirement. Okay. My philosophy is chase your passion, not your pension.
Okay.
All right. And so what you're doing is you're finding out what your passion is. You're chasing that opportunity because of the value you're bringing in, and you're really not looking to see what you're going to be doing as far as retirement at that stage.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more with you in just a little bit. Kelly, on over to you. All right, welcome back to Good Day. Back talking with Darnell Clarke again. Darnell, you've given us a lot of really good information this morning, but you're also an author of a book. Tell us about that.
The book is called Employmentology. It's employmentology with a systematic approach to finding employment. because I'm an expert at finding employment. I'm
Right,
an expert at
sounds like it.
finding and obtaining employment. So this book was written because I work for a global 100 giant. And I interview a ton of people, so I know what a good interview is, I know what a bad interview is, I know what a good resume looks like and what it doesn't look like. And I was tired of having my young people, 25 and under, coming in, bombing an interview, resumes looking bad, dressing all shabby. And so I put a book together to help that generation find employment.
Right. And that's critical these days because it's such a competitive job market on every front, pretty much start to finish across the board. Okay, since this is our last interview, give folks the number one couple of things that they can do to get employed or maybe get better employment. Maybe somebody is out there working paycheck to paycheck and doesn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
Maybe they want to find that job to keep them in for a long time. They want to keep a job for, let's say, 10, 15 years. They may want to retire from somewhere. What's the number one couple of things that they do?
Well, sorry to say, our country is turning into a more technology type company, and so education is number one here in the United States of America. If you don't have any education, especially if you're younger generation, if you don't have any education, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. So number one, get an education, get the right education first, and get an education in the right degree with little to no student loan debt.
There you go.
Once you do that, and don't you dare go to school, get a degree in some degree, get a high GPA, and don't have co-oping or internship, and don't have any value bringing to the market. So get a degree, get the right degree, get experience with degree, and then come out and then come in and engage in the top 3 industries: healthcare, food and services, and education. Those are the top 3 industries for now and for the next 25 years.
And I believe in education, if you're in it long enough afterwards, you can relieve some of that student loan debt.
Absolutely. And so the way they have it now, I believe if you get a degree and you engage back into the education system, I think they have a 7-year program that after 7 years, your student loan is completely forgiven.
Right.
That's what it is. And so if you could do that, you'll be heads and shoulders ahead of the game. If you don't do that, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
All right. Well, great. Thanks for coming in
Thank
this
you.
morning. Lots of good information. And your book, once again, Employmentology?
Employmentology, a systematic approach to finding and attaining employment.
Okay. And folks can find that online or anywhere?
Online, Amazon, or you go to my website at www.darnellclarke.com. And it's right there online. You can order directly from me or Amazon and ship it right to you in 2 days.
Okay. Guess what? Good interview.
Thank you.